Hey guys, welcome to the fourth episode of the I Am a Show Off pod. My name is Karina, Karina, and I am not the show off, but my company is Show Off Furniture. For this episode, I felt long and hard. That's what she said. Sorry. For this episode, I thought about what I wanted to talk about. Yes, I want to go through the mistakes I made because there are more than what's already been mentioned. But for today, I decided to talk about my personal pros in this journey of starting a company and hopefully making it very successful one day soon. On Friday, I told you about podcasts and people that I listen to on YouTube for different reasons. I don't know why I missed mentioning Ryan Serhant. He's in the real estate business and he's also been on my binge rotation for weeks. I just wanted to make sure I mentioned him too because a lot of things he says click for me. And even though he's in a different business than I am, business is business, guys. And you can learn so much from other people and apply their techniques or advice to what you do. Or so I think, but who am I? Okay, so like you already know, hopefully, if you've been listening, that I am a mother of 3 and a wife. And at the end of the day, this entrepreneur journey is for them. In the last corporate job I held, I would leave the house no later than 6:15 a.m. It was still dark outside. I hated it. I would wake my youngest up at 6 to quickly have breakfast with him because he wanted me to be the one to wake him up so we could have breakfast together, instead of him sleeping 30 minutes more and grandma, who's my mother and also lives with us, waking him up. Okay, so I keep mentioning family members, so I'll add it all up for you. My family under this roof, and in our house, we are a family of 6 people and 3, ay Dios mío, please no, 2 fur babies. It's a Shiba Inu and an Egyptian cat. Those are our fur babies. I don't know why I said 3 pets. Sweet baby Jesus, no. Imagine shedding season in this house. Ugh. Anyway, I didn't grow up with my own pets, but I wanted my kids to, so I say I sacrificed my house so my kids could have pets. The extent of my prior pet experience was the pit bulls my cousins had when we were growing up in New York. They were big, sweet dogs, and as an adult, I'm scared of almost all dog breeds except pits. Can't help it. So why do we have a Shiba instead of a pit? Well, because I wanted a dog that both I and my mother could scoop up quickly if necessary, and a pit just doesn't fit that criteria, at least not a full-grown pit. Oh, wait, I veered it, didn't I? Sorry, squirrel. I was talking about breakfast. Back to breakfast with my youngest. So one morning, it's just me and him eating breakfast, and he asks, Mommy, do you wish you could win the lottery? I say, yeah, I do. Why? Do you want to buy lots of toys? With watery eyes, he looked at me and said, no, not to buy things, so you can stay home with us instead of having to go to work so early. Talk about working mom's guilt. Thank God I was able to hold my tears until I got into my car. It's multiple little moments like that started to add up for me. On my vision board, I had put the hours that I wanted to work, which were 9:30 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. because my kids' 3 school schedules were all different since they're in elementary, middle, and high. Yeah, it's a lot. In the mornings, the middle school starts the latest at 9, and in the afternoon, the elementary gets out first at 2. So my vision was to work after they were all in school and stop when they started to get out. I wanted to be the one to drop them off and pick them up instead of my mother. I put the schedule on my board with absolutely no idea how in the world I would find a company to hire me with full-time pay and those part-time hours. I couldn't imagine what business I would find to accommodate me. So I prayed about it and put it on the board. And look, now, even though I work 12 to 16 hours a day, I'm home with my kids. And when they return to physical school one day, I'll be the one to drop them off and pick them up, just like I dreamed about. But it's even better than I imagined because I own the company. Another personal pro is my stress and anxiety levels are low. Well, excluding those couple of weeks of website building that I already told you about last week. I mean, I still get anxiety. I'm trying to build a company here. I think some anxiety in this case is normal. I also get to see Babe more. We were friends before we started dating many moons ago. And we genuinely like hanging out with each other. Like, I'm not answering for him. Like, he says the same thing. I swear, he will answer the same way. We like hanging out with each other. We're both funny, and well, at least I think we're funny. I mean, I don't know. We're sarcastic and we're quick with a comeback, so we entertain each other and we make each other laugh a lot. With me working from home, it's almost like a new chapter in our relationship that's helping us grow to a new level together. He has a stressful career and he finds his own ways to decompress. But since working from home, I haven't found mine. My brain never shuts off. At least not work. It can shut off, but it doesn't shut work off. Even in my sleep, I dream about work. It's insane. So I don't know if they're dreams or nightmares, but whatever. Anyway, babe keeps saying that I have to find an outlet that doesn't involve show off furniture or the kids. Something that's just about me. Now that I think about it, maybe it's this podcast. I don't know. Because I was about to say I have no idea what that is, but you never know. Years ago, we used to be gym rats. Even with babe and my schedule wouldn't align, I would go to the gym alone at 8 at night after my youngest went to bed and stay there until closing. I would lift heavy and it felt so good. But we were in a bad car accident a couple years ago and the gym and heavy lifting have to stop. I'm still dealing with the damage done to my neck in that accident, so heavy lifting like I used to doesn't appeal to me. I know it's possible to adjust the workouts, but to be honest, just between you, me, and these four walls, I think I use that accident as an excuse because I can't seem to get back into the mindset that I had back then. We have a gym space in our garage with weights, a bench, and all kinds of things. So I don't even have to leave the house, but I haven't found my rhythm yet. In the last job, my commute was pretty long, 40 miles door to door. So my decompression time was in my commute. I would listen to music and sing the entire ride. And don't let it be a throwback Thursday, because not only am I listening to the DJ Alex Sensation play old school salsa, vallenatos, reggaeton, cumbias, all kinds of things, but then on the ride home, if they're playing 90s East Coast hip hop, what? I'm rapping all 40 miles to home. I love music and the fact that I grew up in Yonkers in the 90s in a Colombian family from Medellin, that exposed me to so many different genres. But I just didn't grow up in Yonkers. My family also lives in Queens, and I spend a lot of time in Astoria with cousins there too. I'm an only child, and growing up, my cousins and one specific friend were the closest things to siblings I had. That one friend is now family by marriage because we married brothers. Life is funny that way. So our kids are cousins, and I think that's pretty cool because none of my side of the family lives in Florida, so those are the only cousins my kids really have a relationship with. Thank goodness for FaceTime, so I can sometimes call my side of the family and not feel like I'm so far away. I get to be in the loop of things without being part of the normal family drama that every family has. You know how that goes. Another personal pro that comes from this journey is that my dream of working from home finally came true. Hello. So on the days that I'm so tired and cranky and I want to snap, I have to stop saying I'm tired and remember that I prayed, begged, and pleaded with God for this blessing of working from home. And even though show off furniture isn't where I want it to be yet, it will be. Through the years, I listened to hundreds of hours of people talking about finding your purpose and doing what you love and taking control. It finally all clicked. I think a part of me thought this would never happen, but I kept searching within myself and my skill set to see what that path for me was. I tried different businesses through the years. One was called Be Free Baking. Be and then free baking. Free from allergies is what the free meant. It was gluten-free, dairy-free, allergy-friendly brownies. Yum. No, they were good. My special needs kid is on a strict diet, and I wanted her to be able to go to a birthday party and enjoy cake, but I'm not a baker. So when we moved to Florida and I finally had counter space, I decided to learn to bake. I Googled what the easiest thing to learn to bake was, and it said brownies. It took a year of weekend baking to come up with a brownie recipe that I was happy with and could modify for different flavors. I would do flavors like, obviously, chocolate. That was my basic one that I took forever. But I used to do things like apple cinnamon, lavender, honey lemon, all kinds of weird things. And I even started selling out of our local farmers market. And a local baker offered to buy the recipe off of me one day because they were pretty good. I said no because, well, it's mine. I'm not going to sell it. But that wasn't my passion. And even though they were a hit, the brownies, it just all became such a chore that I just stopped one day. I also dabbled in herbs. Not herb, but herbs. Like actual herbs for teas and tinctures. I even took an online course to become certified, and it was fun, but it also became mature. I learned that I really like coming up with teas for different purposes like relaxation, sleep, or anxiety. I spent a nice amount of money getting ingredients from all over. Now I realize it's just a hobby that I continue to learn from. I like to make teas with things like Blue Lotus, Damiana, 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 whatever. We'll Google it. Or Lily of the Valley. That's another one. You mix them together. You can do them separately. Add a little lemon, and they all have different effects. I even learned that if you have asthma, raw ginger works wonders. I'm not gonna tell you what to do with it for liability reasons. I don't need anybody calling me saying that they freaking had some kind of asthma attack and all they did was shove ginger in their mouth. But Google it. There's ginger, raw ginger for asthma. You'll see. Herbs are a cure for so many things, and I'm all about organic eating and less medicine when possible. But again, not a passion, just a hobby. But I wouldn't have learned that unless I tried. I never gave up searching. I don't know why I just repeated myself. Okay. I kept searching for my so-called thing. And one day, last December, I was driving home from work. It wasn't a Throwback Thursday. And it hit me. If you started the dropship program from scratch for your current employer, why not do it for yourself? They were basically running it very grassroots, and so it wasn't nothing that I couldn't do from home for myself. That day, it was my voice in my head that I heard, but it wasn't me saying it. Okay, so I don't know if that makes any sense, but it's what happened. I had been so busy searching for my passion, but it had been in my face the whole time. I love to look at furniture, so I had been on HGTV obsessing for years. I say obsessing a lot. I obsess about a lot of things. I think that's a separate issue. Anyway, I even like to go on the app Realtor and look at all different priced homes to see how they're furnished or staged. I kept saying I have to stop looking at furniture and homes to find my passion. Until that day in December when it finally hit me. So my advice is keep searching. It will hopefully hit you one day like it did with me. And if it does, let me know. I'd love to hear about it. Thanks for listening, guys. I realize time is a precious commodity, and I appreciate you spending some on me. If you like what you've heard so far, please subscribe, tell your friends, and share. Also, check out the website, showoffurniture.com. Showoff Furniture, 3 Fs. It's a place where your personality meets your home. I'm also all over social media. The handle is Showoff Furniture, just like the website. Everywhere except for Twitter, where it's Showoff Fern, because they wouldn't let me have the whole furniture at the end after Fern. So it's Showoff and then Fern, Furn. Until next time, guys, may we all have peace of mind and be at peace in our hearts. Deuces.